Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails through Daybreak, where we are currently standing in front of the Observatory for the Institute of Science as all hell breaks loose, and we think our final goal is, or the final goal of Almata is here. Is that here? I don't think so.
That hits the spot.
Anyway.
The telescope's nowhere to be seen now.
That's the main terminal then?
That's right. It's also known as the Aurora, and it's the pride of Basel. Professors Hamilton and Callahan led the charge in making it 4 years ago with the Institute, Vern, the Epstein Foundation, and ZCF support. But what program is it running?
I can't make heads or tails of such complex code.
Look up there!
The 5th Genesis. Figures we'd find it here, along with...
I suspected you would come, Arkwright Solutions.
Oh, that we would meet again so soon after the film festival. It must be Adios's will bringing us together. The threads of fate bind us ever so strongly indeed.
Can't say I'm not a fan of that kind of thing.
The monsters from the gardens who stole Ida from us!
Oh, you learned the name of my old home, did you? And I see that Marduk concierge has officially joined your ranks. Professor Hamilton's favorite little one, too. Aren't we getting popular?
This kid's just with us as an advisor.
So you're the ones who led Professor Callahan astray. What are you trying to do with the Aurora? You have no right to be using it!
Oh, how misunderstood I am. I'll have you know that the professor and I had quite a special connection. In fact, he gave us permission to use it. And since he was one of the developers, I think that does give us the right. This was very different from the relationship I had with President Dillon, by the way. It was more one of mutual benefit. Though I'll admit that certain inclinations of his did make my job a lot easier. A sensual whisper here, a little buttering up there, and he was more than ready to break every taboo I ever wanted.
How could you exploit someone so?
It's not our place to judge what turns someone on. That stuff's personal. But you're still a piece of shit with a parking spot reserved in Gehenna.
Right, and we'll be happy to give you a taste of the flames that await you right here. We're going to recover that Genesis and avenge those you've taken from this world.
Look at me, public enemy number 1. Think you could lend me a shoulder to cry on, Olympia?
You are only reaping what you sowed. Of course, the terms of my contract also do not allow me to simply give you all what you want.
That angelic being we saw in Tharbad.
Theo!
Scanning material makeup. Unknown. High probability that the target is a form of artifact.
Thought so. It's about the only thing that explains how it can fight like it does. There's more to it than meets the eye, too.
Indeed. Take care, everyone. Your instincts serve you well. Incidentally, as I did not have the opportunity to introduce myself in Tharbad, I am Olympia, overseer of the Garden of Aurum. This is Ishtanti. Our contract is with Almata at this time, so we remain focused on their needs. But should you require our services after that, we would be happy to oblige.
What? You're asking if we want to hire an assassin?
This some kind of joke? Or are you really out of your damn mind?
I was only trying to promote my services.
It's true. She's not capable of joking, I'm afraid. As you can see, she's got work on the brain. Well, I think that's enough preamble. Been a good while, you know. since I tapped into my power as an overseer.
They're auras!
Of course they've been suppressing their power all this time.
We'll need to use shards however we can to survive. Do whatever it takes to hold out.
I can barely keep up with what's happening, but let's do this! Theo! Zeros! We can't allow these intruders to defile this sacred place a moment longer!
Understood.
I'll take you on.
I'm Melchior of the Thorns. I'll be playing with you today.
Olympia of Aurum, executing contract.
I hope you like this.
I won't lose!
Now's your chance to boost.
Going all in.
Let's party!
This'll do the trick. Optical cannon!
A chance! I'll get them all at once.
Going all in.
I'll get them all at once. I'll get them all at once. No, you don't.
Death awaits.
Bring it on.
Use a shard boost to get full boost. Go all out.
Got a whole slew of them.
Keep your guard up.
Give them your
Time
all.
for the main event. Vandalize! Raid!
Boost gauge limited
Go
unlocked.
time!
Activating skill.
Sucker!
Activating skill.
Like hell you are! Let's get serious!
There.
On yes!
Heavenly Rondo.
You'll pay for that.
Full boost. Go all out.
Show me what you got!
This'll hurt.
Give them your all.
Over here! All for you! All you on yes!
I'm ready.
Dispatching shield.
Got a present for you.
Boom!
Got a present for you. I won't lose!
Keep it up. It's working.
I'll take care of them.
Activating skill.
Optical cannon!
Go time!
Energy output at maximum.
Eat this, sucker!
Keep it up. It's working.
Eat this, sucker!
Activating
Out with
skill.
a bang!
On.
Soar for me!
Boost gauge
Got
limit
this on
crushed.
yes.
I'll get them all
Aren't
at
you
once.
coming?
On yes!
By the heavens. Here.
Holy shield.
Bye.
Missed.
Dispatching shield.
I hope you like this. Boom!
Engaging shield.
Got a present for you.
Well, this sucks.
Yeah.
All out.
Are Aren't you coming?
Oh, what's the matter? Hmm?
There! Get out of here!
I will pierce you. Aurora Wing!
Got a whole slew of them.
Activating
Time for the main event.
Oh, I get it now.
And you retreated.
I won't lose. This'll do the trick.
Activating
Lock it
skill.
on. Fire! On yes!
Going all in.
Here I go! To Brown Guard! Then!
Dispatching shield.
Heavenly Rondo.
You'll be sorry for that!
Energy output at activating skill.
Have some more.
So that is how it is.
Victory, but they are not dead.
Is everyone all right? But Malak is even more deadly than we thought.
Pisses me off. You haven't been taking us seriously all this time, have you?
Oh, I showed Beauty's blade a little of what I'm capable of. Just not you.
Your strength is within my predicted parameters, including those orbital drones.
As if that doll wasn't bad enough. Now we've got those bomb artifacts to deal with too.
The Garden's overseers are capable of even more than we feared it would seem.
If only I could make better use of Theo and Zeros' potential.
You're just so much fun to play with that you've got me all worked up. I don't think I can resist the urge anymore. I know they've got the boss curious, but surely there's no harm in slicing them open while he's not looking.
I am not your boss and will not speak for him. Do as you please.
Bring it, you son of a bitch!
The flames of the Kruga have only just begun to burn. What?
Decoding process complete. Executing emergence program.
Where am I? I see. So it was a success.
That sounds like...
Well, would you look at that? It worked! So how does it feel, Professor? What's it like living in the digital world?
It is even more comfortable than I had imagined. I'm frankly surprised by how comfortable it is, but I suppose it also makes complete logical sense. This is how it feels to be liberated of burdens and distractions. I can think more clearly than ever. The final stage of my work will be a breeze like this. Your expectations will be met.
Oh, that's my big professor. You will be handsomely rewarded for your work.
A recording? No, wait.
You are correct, young lady. This is no mere recording. I am the genuine David Callahan, Professor of Engineering Science at the Basel Institute of Science, and a researcher whose name will go down in history.
How the hell is this even possible?
We saw your body in the swamp.
No way. Don't tell me.
His knowledge, personality, and memories have all been converted into an AI. Most likely through the power of the Genesis. Also that he could surpass the limitations of the human mind and become a singularity.
Professor Callahan, how could...
Well, well, you're even more perceptive than I expected. What a vexatious little maid you are.
Must you be like this every time, Melchior? Our work here is done. We have no reason to stay any longer.
Fine, fine. I suppose you're right. We'll see you later, Professor.
Very good, then. I will be waiting for you.
Bombs.
Warning! Explosives detected.
That little bastard.
The Aurora! Zeros! Use your stun mode to stop...
No you don't.
No!
Ketra, you can't!
Get back here!
I won't let it happen. I won't let anyone damage the place she holds so dear.
Shit!
Damn it!
There it is. I thought something was off about you, but I never figured it ran that deep. I wonder if this is what came out of analyzing that other emperor and the rest of those types.
I will need to revise my expectations of Marduk's capabilities.
And speak of the devil, I suppose it's time we made our exit then,
As someone connected to another being, not of flesh, you have my respect. Till we meet again.
It was a robot or something?
No way.
Reset!
This is all my fault.
You gonna be okay?
Yes. I think so.
October 9:04. The entire city is locked down. We could have seen this coming. What's going to happen to us? I hope Agnes is okay. Ren too. All we can do is wait for them to get in touch. Sorry, but what the hell is with that massive airship? The X-Alba airship series, co-developed by the Vaughn Group and Aldra. Currently being tested by Marduk. Basel Institute of Science conference room.
I apologize for our sudden arrival during the frenzied events of yesterday.
Gilliam Thorndyke.
To start this off, I am General Manager of Marduk Total Security Company, Gilliam Thorndyke. This is our Chief of Security, Qasim Al-Fayed.
A pleasure to meet you all.
Al-Fayed? Is he Ferry's brother? No doubt about it.
I was not expecting you to travel all the way to Basel, but it is an honor to meet you all the same. I've heard many a rumor about how shrewd a manager you are, Mr. Thorndyke. Together with your Chief of Security's combat exploits.
You make me blush, Your Highness.
I am humbled by your words.
I arrived in my home country a few days ago, so I'm afraid I'm not up to date on all the latest developments. But am I to understand that Marduk will be responsible for securing the city of Basel for the remainder of the day?
That is correct. Off the record, a presidential executive order was issued yesterday to that effect. A CID Special Ops unit will be arriving in the city this evening. Marduk's task will be to secure key facilities in Basel until they are ready.
A special ops unit? Sending in Hercules, huh? Wouldn't shock me if you belonged to them too, miss. You're very astute.
We've also brought one of the X-Alba series of airships that we're currently testing on behalf of the Republican Army. Said airship will allow us to ensure the integrity of the orbital network.
Which is how we're able to have this conversation, I suppose. Your concierge isn't the only way you've gotten your hooks into Basel, I see.
Our goals on this particular occasion are simply to protect this city and its orbital network. Rest assured that much like your country, we have no intention of getting too deeply involved in Basel's affairs.
That is our stance as well. We are only doing what we consider necessary. Very well, I will take your word on that for now. Quelling the chaos unfolding before us clearly does come first. However, given our stake in Vaughn in connection to the Institute, this current state of affairs is of great concern to us. You have a lot to answer for here, as CEO, Mr. Thousand. Please, if I may defend myself, I never could have seen this coming.
There is some merit to that argument, but it also leaves out a number of key facts. You are to see that shareholders' Mira is used to generate a profit, and yet you covered up a huge potential problem for over a month. We confirmed last night that it wasn't just Almata's money being used for ill. Elsime's investments were also misappropriated. And if these are the result of you turning a blind eye to Professor Callahan's behavior all this time...
You keep your mouth shut! Just who do you think you are? Who gave you the right to speak? I don't care if you are student council president at Aurumus. This is none of your...
I am here as a special advisor for Liberal's ZCF. I also serve as a negotiator representing the Epstein Foundation. In other words, I'm here to speak up against anything that threatens their interests, which this has. Now, do I have the right to speak?
When? Now that's a dramatic twist straight out of a play. I've heard rumors swirling about you, but I never expected you to show up here. Still, she's right, we aren't the only shareholders that will be concerned by this. other related companies will be as well. I hope you don't need me to spell out exactly what kind of situation you're in here. But...
When will you grow a damn spine? Look, the danger here isn't over. Anyone can see that. And you still intend to do nothing after what happened to Callahan? Professor Hamilton left you in charge of Vern, of Basel. Don't you feel any shame?
In any event, we now have half a day before the cogs start turning again. Even if we do nothing, the Calvardian government will see to it that matters are resolved. But knowing how egregiously my country's funds have been misused, I refuse to stand by and do nothing. So, hurried Solutions. Might I enlist your services for the remainder of the day? Of course, you can approach the task in whatever way best suits you, just as you did in Tharbad and have done many times before. My only true wish is that you put a stop to Almata's plans before they can bear fruit. Does this sound doable?
We'll be well compensated for this, I trust?
After the conference...
Qasim, why?
It's been some time, Farida.
I suspected you two were related. Your brother, right? Never expected him to be one of Marduk's hunting dogs.
I hear you've been taking good care of my sister, hurried Solutions. As for you, Van, it's been 2 years, I believe? I understand you've greatly improved your use of the stun caliber and your martial arts. Reset mentioned as much. As your former instructor, that fills me with great pride.
I try. It's not so hard with the tactics stuff you taught me, though. I've heard all kinds of stories about you too, but I never expected our first meeting to be like this.
In that, we are agreed. Still, while we might be providing our services and your weapon, I believe the contract between us to be an equal one. I hope that we can continue our fine partnership, Mr. Hurried.
Yeah, let's not get too friendly. I'm not interested in becoming any more than just a contractor to you. Still, since we're here, there's one thing I want to ask. Just how long has she been like that?
Information on our concierge is classified, I'm afraid. However, if an approximate time frame will suffice, I suppose I can oblige. About a year ago.
Something seemed off about her all the time. We first started talking 3 years ago, but the first time we actually met was just in Tharbad. Even when I visited Aurum for lessons on tactics, she was conveniently unavailable. That sounds like... Does that mean...
Still, I know she's in good hands with Associate Professor Archett. I also happen to bring some compatible parts that she can use. Though I regret that Ms. Twinings will not be able to provide you with any more of her services for the time being.
You ain't got nothing to apologize for. I doubt any amount of workers' comp I could give her would make up for forcing her to do something that crazy. But either way, that's my problem to deal with, not yours.
Well, I apologize for meddling in your affairs then. With that said, we must take our leave. We've negotiations with the Republican Army to attend to. As I mentioned during the conference, we've no intention of interfering in this crisis any more than is necessary. Fascinated though I am by what a genius can achieve through an obsession that knows no bounds.
Qasim, wait!
There are a number of matters Abi and I disagree on. Whether you are suited to being a warrior is very much one of them. Still, I can only assume it was the guidance of the flames and Arusha that led you here. Battle is almost upon us, and I will be watching to see how you fare through it.
Very.
As much as I'd love to write him off as an arrogant asshole, I can't get enough of a read on him. Just how tough is he?
I'd say he's one of the strongest Jaegers who ever lived.
That's a statement. Your conversation is over then. When? Where are the others? They're still here. There was talk of them returning to the capital, but that's not going to be possible now with the whole area on lockdown. The roads, the railways, even the airspace around Edith is sectioned off. Not like that comes as any surprise after what happened. What do you mean? What happened now? There was an explosion in Ankabul City. There were no casualties fortunately, but we suspect that Almata might have been involved. Ankabul's a decent-sized city north of the capital, right? Yeah, but it must have been just a diversion, while this is the real target. Oh, I think that's almost certain. However, given its proximity to the capital, we can't afford to take it lightly. Both the CID and the Guild are being pushed to their limits right now. We won't be able to give you any backup. That's fine, we weren't expecting any to begin with. But you can at least share whatever info you manage to gather, surely. That goes for stuff from ZCF and the Foundation too. That sounds fair to me, insofar as our interests align, of course. I also do what I can. Just take care of Agnes for me in return, please. Thank you, Anne. I hear the initial work is done on a concierge too. That's Professor Hamilton's family for you. Geniuses to the last. Oh, thanks for telling us. That's good to hear. She was being seen to in Associate Professor Esmeray's room, wasn't she? Let's go say hi then. I just can't wrap my head around everything we've had over the past few days. It's our job as staff to keep thinking about the future, but what the heck is going on anymore? It's just too crazy to tell. First the attack itself, now in the aftermath the whole city's on lockdown. What kind of world are we living in now where universities come under attack? The library didn't suffer much damage at least. The physical books are unharmed too. My concern is more our digital library. Digital books are fragile in their own right. I can only hope we didn't lose our online archives.
Right.
Time for a backup? I never thought some horror like that would befall our institute. The world these days, I swear. I believe my students are okay, Kay and Gimbert especially. But how is a kid supposed to study after all this? I don't know what to do. It's just awful, all of it. I get yesterday was rough. Here, I got you something. Hope it helps. Oh, thank you. Are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. The company too. I'm more worried about all the damages to the institute. I genuinely believe the work you're doing with them, whether it's comms or hollows, will really shape Calvert's future. So as I have a little confidence in her research, yeah? It's a lot more impressive than you give it credit for. Really? Thank you. That does make me feel a little better.
Alrighty.
You really shouldn't be worrying about me, but I'm kinda happy that he is. Now I need to make it up to him with my research. I'm glad she looks to be alright, or physically at least. I have no idea how she's holding up mentally, but I hope she gets through this. She's my co-worker and I want to see her happy again. What a disaster yesterday turned out to be. I wasn't expecting those mechanical monsters to start rampaging through the place. I just bolted without a second thought. Still had my knife and my frying pan in my hands. Now everybody looks at me like I'm some kind of psycho. It's just silly, I tell you. Come on, I'm still the same old lunch lady. You want something to eat? Just let me know. You gotta keep your energy up at times like these, you know?
What'll it be for today? Thanks a bunch.
Those filthy mechanical monsters, they stole my darlings from me! Oh, Stephanie, Liam, Sally, my poor babies! Even Charlie, my ultra slime! I poured my blood, sweat and tears into cultivating her and they just struck her down! Yeah. I had just started thinking that she was looking a little funnier lately. When the Institute came under attack. She's being pushed to the breaking point, the poor girl. I want to try to support her however I can. She's a bright future ahead of her. It would be a travesty if we had to lose that spark.
Alrighty.
It was bad enough hearing that the professor was abducted, and then we got attacked too. Why does this keep happening? Just one horrible thing after another. Just want to do my research to get my degree. What do I even do now? I feel like I don't belong here. I still can't believe that really happened yesterday. Even the police and bracers were overwhelmed. I'm trying not to let it get to me as a security officer. What's done is done. We have to help get things back under control now. Welcome. If you're looking for Rosette, she's in the room to your right. The associate professor is with her. She's through the worst of it now, at least. I've been in there helping her throughout the day. I never expected we would be putting her research to the test so soon, especially not under these circumstances.
Oh, hello there.
I hope everything went well.
Thanks. Sounds like you pulled an all-nighter, huh?
Looks like Zeros is up and running again. Fortunately for us, the damage for him wasn't so bad. I just wish I could say the same about Rosette. Putting her back to the way she was is going to take a while.
Please, don't be so downhearted. The first-rate care you've been giving me has stabilized my vitals a considerable amount.
I'm relieved to hear that.
Have you spoken to Mr. Thorndyke?
Did before coming here, yeah. He's as much of a questionable character as I was expecting. Their chief of security is the same old standoffish grump, too. You'd think it'd kill him to put on a smile.
That's just how they are, I'm afraid.
It's fine, you know. You don't need to force yourself to speak.
For what it's worth, her life isn't in any danger here. The medicine you helped me with yesterday seems to have been working wonders.
She's right. It has really made this easier for me.
Good to hear. We sure didn't think it'd end up being used on you when we took that job on.
The artificial limbs that Mr. Thorndyke brought with him are compatible with her too. That's not to say you shouldn't take it easy. Anything that involves the nervous system is a heavy burden on the body. The best thing you can do for yourself right now is get lots and lots of rest.
I will. Thank you. Though, I truly am sorry for not being able to support you all when you need it most.
Don't sweat it. We can take things from here. You just kick back and relax. Next time you wake up, you can bet we'll have good news to share. And a hell of a big bonus, too.
I'll have to look forward to that then, won't I? Follow your hearts and act as you always do. And everything will be fine.
Sorry, but I'd like to ask you something. Why? Why did you risk your life to save mine? No one should have to put themselves through something like this over someone like me.
It was because you were just so dazzlingly radiant in that moment, I suppose.
What?
You have so many people who care about you, and you care about them just as much in return. To someone who's lost her bonds, memories, and even body, the sight was almost blinding. I'm a little jealous of all you have, if I'm to tell the truth. So please, treat yourself like an irreplaceable treasure. Not just for you, but for those who love you too.
Such a sweetheart. About Reset. Just how much of her is artificial anyway? I don't know for sure, but my guess is a lot. You were indirectly involved in making her who she is too, right? That's right, we assisted Marduk in researching artificial biological limbs some time ago. Our partnership only produced a prototype though. Never imagined we would actually start using that technology like this. Reset was clearly the result of multiple different technologies being used together, not just the one they developed with us. I heard this was also a field that the Institute of Technology over in the Empire has been looking into. Van, you seem like you've known the truth for a while. I couldn't be sure, but I had a feeling. I could tell the image I was seeing during our video calls was artificially generated. So it took me really off guard when she just showed up in person in Farbert. It was only when I noticed that she moved faster and kinda different from normal people that I started putting two and two together. Makes sense. I did feel like there was something strange about her, but I never would have imagined it was because of this. She's capable of far greater power and speed than an ordinary human, but she also has less precise control over her body in exchange. I can't imagine just how much effort she must have put in to be able to move as naturally as she does. She'll be able to return to the way she was, won't she? I'm sure she will, right, Professor? I think there's every chance of that. The technology involved seems to be fairly well established by Marduk at this point. It won't be easy to make over-precise adjustments after reattaching her limbs, but I'll make sure it happens. We're counting on you. She might be on loan to us from Marduk, but she's as much a member of Arkwright Solutions as the rest of us. Anyway, time for us to get out of here. Right. We need to do what we can and put Reset at ease.
Wait! Please. If it's not too much to ask, could I keep helping you? I want to stop Professor Callahan and the devils who've done this to him by my own hand. No matter what it takes.
Oh, Katra.
Sorry, but no can do.
I suppose that's the right decision after I landed Reset in a hospital bed. I wasn't able to use Theo and Zeros at even half of their potential, either. If all I'm gonna be is a burden to the team...
That ain't what I'm saying. You're no burden. We're gonna need you and your engineering know-how here for sure. But we're also not a charity. We only do favors for people if the client and price are a good fit. You heard what Reset said, right? If you did, then you should know what you gotta do. And where you went wrong.
You're right. I should never have done something that would upset the people who care about me. And I never will again. I just want to stop the chaos unfolding in Basel and the misuse of technology that created it. And if I'm gonna do that, it's not the help of the police or guild I need. It's you. As compensation, I can offer you my skills and expertise on technology. I can also give you my word that I'll help Essie put Reset back to the way she was as fast as possible. Is that enough to make me a good fit for you?
It sure is. We'd be happy to take that 4 SPG on. We'll be counting on you now. Couldn't ask for better than a student of Professor Hamilton's.
Thank you. I won't let you down.
Promise me you'll take good care of him, okay? I'll be working around the clock too. promise. Thank you so much. Time to get down to business.
The CID Special Ops Unit is gonna be here this evening. That means we only got half a day left to do what we want. Once we're here, we're done. We gotta make this time count. Sure felt to me like Almata's work was done after making that AI a success. You sure they didn't just bounce? No, I'm certain we're still in the region. The abnormalities of the orbital net and distribution network are less pronounced than yesterday, but we're still present. Something's still happening, I'm sure of it. Really? Then Almata's research is still going on somewhere in the city. Rosette mentioned something earlier that I think will help me.
This might be fundamentally different to what happened in Crossbell, but I still think that is our closest reference point. The orbital network and septium veins were used in the development of highly advanced technology then as well. Basel City also has both, making it the perfect environment to finish what they started.
With the orbital network and the septium veins at their disposal, they have access to effectively unlimited resources for their research. If Professor Callahan has reached the height that the singularity of Crossbell did, then our foes are probably lurking somewhere in the region, finishing what was started. That's still a very large area to try and find them in, though. We have to find some way to narrow our search down. We could get close enough to the location where Genesis might react and show us we're on the right track too. Using the damn thing like a metal detector, huh? Suppose we gotta try anything we can at this point. Let's see if there's any more 4 SPGs to take care of while we start asking around. There's no telling where we might find a clue that'll lead us to the truth. Help, however, wait, should I not be meddling in your other jobs now that I'm a client instead of a guide? Don't be silly, you're one of us now. You're a client, how about we just treat you more like a temp for now? Okay, that works for me. We're happy to have you with us. Even if it means a kid to adult ratio evened out. Well then, let's get to work. I'm gonna stop by the guild. Vaughn, discuss workshop. Should probably talk to our resident genius professor too. Well, sounds like a good place to start to me. Oh, hello. How's the investigation going? Oh, you're up already? Please take it easy with that. We just have you awake temporarily before we start doing the nerve work. Oh shit, sorry, didn't mean to bother you. Not at all, I'm glad to see you, and it's good that you're still hard at work. I'll be going back to sleep now. Thank you for visiting me. Be careful out there. Damn, out like a light. She's really got it rough. She really does. I wasn't expecting her to wake up like that. She must have really wanted to see you. She might be conscious again, but she's not lucid most of the time. She must have heard your footsteps or otherwise noticed you coming. Man, she's a real trooper. All the more reason to make good on her. She's in your hands. We'll give her the good news when she wakes up. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her. She'll be all the better by the time we get back, and that's a promise. Detachment process does hurt, unfortunately, but I do my best to make it as quick as possible. Rosette is already familiar with artificial limbs as it happens, so that should make it easier for her to adjust to them. And I've got Marduk helping me out too. We make sure it's done right. We've got our work to do. Let's come back with good news for her.
Not this way.
Who knows how long it'll take the Institute to recover from this. With everything that's happened, they're really out of commission. And here I was hoping I might finally get a grant for my research. I was so close, but nope. That window's gone closed. Will fungi ever have that time in the limelight, or are they doomed to wallow in the damp dark forever? I might be mistaken, but aren't they prospering in the damp dark? My family lives in Edith. I managed to get through to them today. I'll let them know I'm alright. Sounds like nobody outside knows what's going on. Reporters can't get into Basel because the roads are all closed. I just feel like I've gotta help out somehow. Professor Tyne has a lot on his hands. Shouldn't I have to manage it all alone? I may be a student, but there has to be something I can do. I'll ask him when I get the chance.
Did you hear?
Sorry, but we got the crime scene blocked off here to preserve the evidence. If you have any questions or concerns, you can direct them to the local police department. Professor Callan is he really dead? He always seemed kinda scary, but the upperclassmen really respected him. I just wanted to talk to him myself someday. I'm glad everybody else is okay, but what do we even do now? Oh, we smoothed off negotiations with Vern and Alzheim, thankfully. Professor Callaghan will be dearly missed here at the Institute, but we should be able to fill his void in the short term. What concerns me is the mental toll this has taken on the staff and students. They may not be ready to return to work yet. Service has been up and stable for a while now. I can only assume it's that giant airship patching up the network. It really missed me as a communications engineer, though. We shouldn't have to rely on them as a crutch. We're talking about the lifeblood of modern society here. Now it's all going through some shady megacorp. We're gonna have to put in the hours to make sure our comms don't go down like that again.
What have we got?
Nothing here. Alright, but...
well...
I think I end the episode here. And we take a look at what's happening here around town next time. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.